Before Abel became the artist he is today, there was a moment where it all began. A moment that introduced a mood so unique, it felt like it came out of nowhere. That moment was the beginning of the Trilogy. That's what made Trilogy so powerful. It didn't introduce the Weeknd, it submerged you into his world. No backstory, no context, just raw emotion wrapped in atmosphere. The kind of sound that doesn't ask for your attention, it takes it. It wasn't loud or flashy, it was quiet, cold, and strangely intimate, track by track, tape by tape, until you found yourself deep inside something you couldn't fully explain. That's what Trilogy was. House of Balloons. House of Balloons is where it all begins, but it never really feels like a beginning. It throws you straight into the deep end, like waking up in someone else's dream halfway through the night. The vibe here is addictive, not in a party way, in a numb kind of way. Everything feels too fast, too slow, too detached. There's a constant tension between pleasure and collapse. It's seductive, but it's not warm. It's high ceilings, cold air, and flashing lights that never stop blinking. You're surrounded by people, but somehow you still feel alone, like you're floating through a night that should be fun, but ends up feeling like a warning. And that's the genius of it. The beauty is always tinted with something darker. Nothing ever feels truly safe here. This first chapter is about indulgence. It's about escaping the real world, and maybe yourself, through whatever means necessary. It's the moment before consequences, before you feel the crash. Thursday. Thursday doesn't pick up where House of Balloons left off, it drops you somewhere colder, somewhere quieter. Like the party ended and now you're sitting in the aftermath, trying to make sense of what any of it meant. The energy shifts here. It's more distant, more restrained. The high is fading and the numbness is setting in. You can feel the disconnect growing from people, from emotions, from everything that used to feel good. The vibe becomes more complicated. This is the most emotionally standoffish of the three. You can hear the walls being built up. There's a sense of control, but it's fragile. Like someone trying to stay in charge of their own chaos, knowing it's all temporary. Thursday is the moment you start to feel the weight of the lifestyle, of the choices, of the emptiness that success doesn't fill. It's still beautiful, still atmospheric, but colder, sharper, less about escaping and more about resisting attachment, even when a part of you craves it. Echoes of silence. Then comes Echoes of Silence, the final descent. By this point, the mask is off. Whatever persona was holding things together before, it's starting to crack. The voice feels closer, the emotions sharper, the loneliness heavier. There's no glamour left here, no games. This part of the journey feels like isolation in its purest form. Not just being alone, but being completely disconnected from love, from control, from yourself. The production is colder, the atmosphere more still. It's not trying to impress you anymore. It just lingers. You can feel the weight of reflection here. Not the kind that fixes things, but the kind that reminds you how far gone you really are. Echoes of Silence feels like staring into a mirror you've been avoiding. Everything that was numbed out before is now sitting in front of you, clear as day. The regrets, the isolation, the questions that never got answered. It's not a resolution, it's a realization. The Trilogy as a whole. As a full body of work, Trilogy isn't about redemption. It's not even really about change. It's about exposure. Taking everything you try to hide, the emptiness, the confusion, the ego, the vulnerability, and laying it all out in the open, unapologetically. What starts as indulgence ends in isolation. What felt intoxicating at first starts to feel empty by the end. That's the arc. Not a plotline, but a vibe shift. A journey from escape to confrontation. And the crazy thing is, even in the darkest moments, it never loses its beauty. The music stays haunting, cinematic, hypnotic. Like it's guiding you through the wreckage with this strange sense of calm. Trilogy isn't a story you follow, it's a space you sit in. One that feels as cold as it is comforting.